Hello, cool cats and kittens. Here is lesson 4 of distance learning. So this is in addition to from, I guess, lesson 3 is instead of finding out graphically what the point of intersection is, because sometimes it's not super convenient to just have a graph out, we can do it algebraically. So for this first page here, a lot of this is kind of building a foundation to what we're going to do. Okay, so I'm going to do it this way so we can kind of go over a couple of things, and then hopefully the rest of it will make a bit more sense. Okay, so when we go through this example and this example, okay, so solving by elimination. So elimination means to get rid of it, right? We want to lose it, we want to get rid of it. So that's exactly what we do here. So mine's on. Evaluate the following without a calculator. So we have 2,765 plus 1,940. So yeah, you guys would just be like, well, my phone's right here, add blah, blah, blah. Yeah, you're right. Okay, sometimes, again, it's not always there. So just in case, if you ever had to, how would you do this? Well, hopefully your elementary days are kicking in and you'd be like, well, you just stack them. Maybe some of you guys looked ahead and said, oh, look, it says pro tip, stack the numbers. So we do 2, 7, 6, 5 plus 1, 9, 4, 8. Does this look familiar? I hope so. So we're going to do 5 plus 8, which is 13. Remember, we only write the last digit, and we're going to carry the next digit to the top. 6 plus 4 is 10. 10 plus 1 is 11. Carry it. 9 plus 7 is 16. 16 plus 1 is 17. Carry it. And then 2 plus 1 is 3. 3 plus 1 is 4. And that's your answer. And then again, you can always check your calculator to see if that's right. Again, if we're going to do it with subtraction, we stack them again on top of each other. 7, 6, 4, 9. Subtract 3, 5, 1, 6. Okay? But in this case, we're going to go front to back. Okay, so we're going to start at the beginning. So 7 minus 3 is 4. 6 minus 5 is 1. 4 minus 1 is 3. And 9 minus 6 is 3. Okay? So again, you can just throw that in your calculator. So this is just review, okay? Now what we're going to do is we're going to do it with letters. So I know all of you love letters, and some of you are like, oh my god, why? Do we have letters in math? Yeah, okay, whatever. So we're going to do it again. We're going to add these two terms together. So we have 3x plus 2y plus 2x minus 5y. So as you guys know, we have to collect like terms. So they're kind of stacked on top of each other. Okay, so like terms are stacked. Right? And then in case you don't if you forget what stacked terms, like terms mean, x and x, y and y. Okay, so you're always going to do that regardless of the way that the equation's laid out. So we're going to do, it doesn't really matter the order because we have to do like terms. We're going to do 3x plus 2x. That's 5x. Don't forget that x. And as I said, we're gonna look at them separately. So because they are like terms, these go together, right? So it's 3x plus 2x. And then now we're gonna do 2y plus minus 5y. So another way that might be a little easier for you guys to look at it, because of the double sign, if you lay them out straight. 2y plus negative 5y. Right away, you should say, well, there's two signs right next to each other. Yeah, you're right. So a positive and a negative make a negative. So our new line should be 2y minus 5y. So what's 2y minus 5y? If you do 2 minus 5, that's negative 3, so negative 3y. And that's my equation, 5x minus 3y. Okay? So if you want to lay it out straight like I did here, that's perfectly okay so you guys can see your numbers better. Okay, we're going to do it again, but subtract. So negative 5x plus 3y minus, now I'm going to circle it so we know we're subtracting, okay? So this minus is that minus. Okay, those are the same. Negative 2x plus 8y. Okay, so if you guys want to lay it out, to go straight where, because that's kind of how we've been looking at it, go for it. Okay, so I'm gonna line up my x's first. Here, let's get some colors going. I'll do my x's in green. So for x, I have negative 5x minus negative 2x. Again, you guys don't have to do this. If you're able to do it without, that's great. This is just more time. Right away, two negatives, they make a positive. So we have negative 5x plus 2x. Use your calculator. Negative 5 plus 2 is negative 3x. Okay, so that's my answer for my first one. And just a reminder, this negative sign here is that negative sign there. It's the same one. Okay, now I'm going to do my y's in this color. So, oops. We have 3y minus 8y. Now, the 8y is positive, but I just disregarded it because the negative is more dominant than the positive. 3y minus 8y is negative 5y. Okay, so that guy goes in here. Negative 5y. And there's my answer. Okay, so you guys just subtracted and added two different terms together. So good for you. So if you want to stack the x's on top of the y's, yeah, so they line up like I did say here in red. Okay. I'm not going to do another one. So if you guys want to practice it for yourself, go for it. Again, you can be like, yo, Miss B, did I get this right? And I can check it to make sure, okay? Okay, so question. How would you make the following equal to 0? Would you add or would you subtract the terms? Okay, so to eliminate means to get rid of. You guys know that. So what we're going to have to do is get rid of something. And now I'm going to explain that further in a minute. So if you guys saw this already, this is perfect. To make a term 0, if the signs are opposite, then we add. What on earth does that mean? So if the signs are positive, negative, or negative, positive, then we add. If the signs are the same, so negative, negative, or positive, positive, then we subtract. So if we go to our first example, we have 3x and 3x. Okay. The signs are positive. Because it's not listed, it's positive. Okay, it's an assumption we make in math. It's a correct assumption. So are the signs the same or different? They are the same. So what do? Subtract. So what's 3x minus 3x? Again, if you want to go like this, well, it's 0x, which is just 0. So it's 0. Good for you. So we eliminated the x. Negative 5y and 5y. So we have a negative and we have a positive. Are the signs the same or are they different? The signs are opposite, they're different, so we have to add these together. Okay? So, negative 5y plus 5y, because that's already positive, I don't have to write it twice, is equal to 0. Y, which is just 0. Remember, if I spend $5, so I'm out $5, spend, and then I'm given $5, I'm going to end up where I was, right? Okay, 12x minus 12x. Okay, the signs are opposite, so we add them. And that will give me 0. Negative 100y and negative 100y, the signs are the same, so we subtract. What? How does that work? Well, again, if you lay it out straight, which you can if you want, negative 100y, subtract negative 100y. Well, two negatives make a positive. So, negative 100y plus 100y is 0. Okay? So, just a bit of review for you. Now, this is going to make sense in a minute. So, this is another way to solve for our equation, to find the point of intersection without graphing, okay? So if graphing's not an option, we can do this algebraically. We can do this by elimination. So the adding or subtracting method. So first thing we do, it says determine which variable you will eliminate and decide on the operation to be used. So we just did that. Okay, so for step 1, it's going to be right here. Don't kick me. My dog just kicked me. Stop it. Okay, so what we need to do... Bruin! Stop. Okay. So it says determine which variable you will eliminate and decide on the operation to be used. So the first thing to do, I would say, is we can stack them. Okay. Okay, so my first equation, doesn't matter the order. No, it doesn't matter. You can do 1 on 2 or 2 on 1. 4x minus 5y is equal to 7. The only thing that matters is that your x's and y's are lined up. The next one is negative 4x plus 3y equals negative 5. Alrighty, so let's do this. So it says determine which variable you're going to eliminate. Which variable are we going to eliminate? I hope you said your x's. You're right, because the 4's are the same. Good. And then, are we going to add these or are we going to subtract these? Well, the signs are different. Okay, we have positive 4x and negative 4x. The signs are different, or the opposite, so we add them. Okay? Okay. So we're going to add these together. Now, again, we're going to do it section by section. Okay, so we're going to do these two we're going to add. These two we're going to add. And then these two we're going to add. Okay. So we have, because we're dealing with the elimination of the 4s, we're going to do 4x plus negative 4x. Positive and a negative become a negative. So 4x minus 4x is equal to 0. So good, we got rid of that one. Okay, do you have to write in the 0? No. Next one. Negative 5y plus positive 3y. I'm not going to write that in. Negative 5 plus 3 is negative 2y. Don't forget that y. So I'm going to write in negative 2y. Okay. Oh! Okay. Oops. Sorry, I'm doing step 2 right now, too. Sorry, guys. Sorry. Add or subtract the like terms. I'm doing it right there. We'll do better on the next example, I promise. Okay. 7 plus negative 5 is equal to positive and a negative. Give me a negative. So 7 minus 5 is 2. 2. Okay. So we've added or subtracted the 2, and we're left with negative 2y is equal to 2. So now it says solve the resulting equation, meaning it means solve for the letter. So I'm going to go back to blue. I'm going to write it again. We're solving for y, okay? We have to get y by itself. You guys know how to do this? Super know how to do this. So, is y by itself? No. Okay. How do we get rid of the y? Or the negative 2? We have to divide by negative 2, right? Because those two would cross out. Well, what you do to one side, you do to the other. Negative 2. What's 2 divided by negative 2? It's negative 1. There's my y. Okay. Substitute the value found. Okay, so the value we just found is y is equal to minus 1. For one variable into either equation to find the other variable. So we just found y. So what this is saying is now find x. So it doesn't matter which equation you use. Okay? Either equation. Doesn't matter. Usually in a note, I do both just to show you guys, but for time and whatever, I'm not going to bother. Okay, so I'm going to pick the first one. Okay, and we're going to sub this negative 1 in for y, because y is equal to negative 1, right? You guys have done this before. This is why I did all this back work in the first unit. So 4x minus 5 bracket negative 1 is equal to 7. Okay, so in this case, we're going to be solving for y, or x. So let's start solving. What's negative 5 times negative 1? Remember, we have to do this guy first because of BEDMAS. Negative 5 times negative 1 is positive 5. So 4x plus 5 is equal to 7. Is x by itself? No. What can we do first? Get rid of the 5. Negative 5, negative 5. Cross those two out. What's 7 minus 5? 7 minus 5 is 2. Is x by itself? No. It's got that 4, so we have to divide. Those 4's cross out. What's 2 divided by 4? 0.5. It's half, right? Or 0.5. In this case, I'm over the fraction stuff. If you want to use decimals, that's fine. So here it says state the point of intersection. Okay. Oops. I forgot that I changed it. POI. X, remember x first, 1/2. What was my y? Negative 1. Okay. And that's it. So, instead of graphing, we algebraically found where this equation, and this equation cross each other. Now, it says check your solution in both. I would usually just get you to plug it in and do it. I'm going to just show you using Desmos again. Okay. So I'm going to type in the equations as they are. 4x minus 5y. So 4x minus 5y is equal to 7. And negative 4x plus 3y is equal to negative 5. Okay, there's my two lines. Thank you, Desmos, for graphing them for me. If we zoom in, and if I push on the middle, Desmos is pretty good for reading where we need to graph or do it. There's our point of intersection, 0.5 and negative 1. And look at that. That's exactly what we did. Oh, so good. Okay, I'm going to do it one more time. And then I have practice questions for you. And then you guys, yeah. And then the next thing we'll do is word problems. Like later. I'm not going to post it today. Okay. Let's do it again. Two new equations. So again, if you're just saying, well, why can't I just graph them? I'm saying this is, oh, oopsies. This is if you can't graph it. Okay? And I know right now you're like, well, I have my computer. I just use this one. Yeah, I know. Well, you know what? I got to teach it. So, okay, so let's follow the steps. Let's do it again. Step 1. Determine which variable you will eliminate and decide on the operation to be used. Okay. So what I'm going to do this time, I'm going to just use black to my writing, and I'm going to mark up in the respective color. So I'm going to write down my two equations. And 4x plus 3y is equal to 1. Awesome. Okay. Oh my goodness. So determine which variable you will eliminate and decide on the operation to be used. Okay, so what are we going to eliminate? We're going to eliminate these two, right? Because they're the same. Okay, and now are we going to add them together or are we going to subtract them? Well, as you can see, the signs are the same. If I scroll back up, the signs are the same, so we subtract. Okay? Okay. So we are going to subtract. So I'm going to get it right this time. Let's go to step 2. Now again, when you guys do this and stuff too, I'm not expecting you to do it step by step. This is just an easier way to break it down so you can see what I'm doing. So step 2 is to add or subtract the like terms. Okay, so now we just need to actually do the math. I'm pretty sure this one's green. Yep, short-term memory. So we're going to actually add or subtract them. We determined we're going to subtract the 3's, right? So because we know that we're eliminating these guys, we know it's just going to be 0. Okay, so I'm not even going to bother anymore. So now we're going to do 2x minus 4x. If you need to write it out straight, you can. What does that give me? Negative 2x. So I'm going to write that down there. I'm going to do it in green. This is 0. And then 5 minus 1. Just 4. Cool. So this is our new setup equation. Negative 2x is equal to 4. Okay? What's step 3? Solve the resulting equation. So we have to solve for x. Okay? So we need to get x by itself. I'll do that. Look at that magic. So is x by itself? No. We need to divide by negative 2. Divide by negative 2. That means those two cross out. X is equal to, it's 4 divided by negative 2. Do the calculator, it is negative 2. Cool. Okay. Substitute the value found for one variable into either equation. Okay, doesn't matter the equation. So I'm just going to write down the first one. 2x plus 3y is equal to 5. And it says substitute the value found. The value that we found is negative 2, right? So this value is going in to my x. So it's going to be 2 bracket negative 2 okay? Now we're going to start solving. 2 times negative 2 is negative 4. Plus 3y is equal to 5. Okay, and in this case, we are solving Is y by itself? No. So I need to get that -4 to the other side. So I'm going to bring up a pencil. +4, +4. So I'm going to have 3, oops. Oh my goodness. 5 + 4 is 9. Okay, y by itself? Nope. Divide by 3, divide by 3. They cross out. 9 divided by 3 is 3. Step 5. State the point of intersection. Can't remember the exact colors, something like that. So, what was my x? My x was -2. 3. That's it. Therefore, I don't think I did that with the last one. Okay, guys. So, again, you could throw it into Desmos to check it. We're not going to do this. We're not going to do the bottom. Okay, I was thinking that we were going to. That's why I left it in the note. And then I just made a quick snap decision. Not going to happen. Okay, oops, don't know what that was. So, yeah, just straightforward, guys. Remember, pause the video if needed. Solve as you can. So on and so forth. And again, let me know if you have any questions. So the next note that I do is going to be based off word problems, and we're going to apply it. So let's say your last question that you had to do for your assessment was the gym was a one-time fee of $99 with a rate of $23 per month. So I'm going to give you that scenario and then another gym. And then you would figure out which one is cheaper by a certain time, whatever, so on and so forth. Okay? Have fun. Good luck. I hope that made sense. Take your time and please actually fill out the